Welcome to LumenSoft video tutorials. In this tutorial, you will learn how to close a shop account and view the shop account closing report. Let's start off by closing a shop account. This can be done through two methods. First method is to configure the auto shop closing for the shop. When we close the point of sale, the shop is automatically closed. This helps you in saving the time by not closing the shop on your own. To configure auto closing of the shop, select Shop Definition from the configuration menu. The shop definition screen displays. On the toolbar, click Cancel to load the attributes of the defined shop on the screen. After this, select the Allow Shop Auto Closing checkbox from the screen. Now click Update from the toolbar to update the shop definition. Now whenever you close the point of sale, the shop closing is also done automatically. And you don't have to close the shop separately. However, this method is applicable for one point of sale and shops with only one shift. This technique is not useful for more than one point of sale and shops with multiple shifts. If you attempt to close one of the point of sales and the shop along with it, then you will not be able to work through the rest of the point of sales as the shop is already closed with the closure of that one particular point of sale. If you close a shop with multiple shifts, then you cannot perform shop operations for the rest of the shifts as well as view the transaction reports for the remainder of the shifts. For this reason, we apply the second method of shop closing for the shops with multiple shifts and point of sales. This technique manually closes the shops. From the Shop Activities menu, select Daily Cash Flow. The Daily Cash Flow screen displays. Now let's learn about the fields present on the screen. In the Search Criteria area, we have the date range fields. These help in searching for the previous shop closings in the system. This is a shop info field that displays the information about the shop that you want to close. The STR date field that helps in selecting the date and closing for the shop. Type any additional comments about closing the shop in the message field. The System Cache, Physical Cache and Cache Different fields are displaying the accounts from the point of sale closing. On the toolbar, click Save to save the manual shop closing. The saved data is now displaying in the grid. Remember that after closing the shop, you cannot make any alterations in the shop closing. However, you can delete a shop closing. To do the needful, click Cancel from the toolbar. Now select the shop closing you want to delete from the grid and click Delete on the toolbar. The shop account closing is deleted. Now you can define another shop closing in the system. On saving a shop account closing, the point of sale closing is automatically locked. This implies that after saving a shop account closing, you cannot update or delete the point of sale closing. So, if you want to delete a point of sale closing, you must first delete the shop account closing. Now we will demonstrate to you how to view the shop account closing report. Select the closing for which you want to view the report and then click Shop Closing Report button on the screen. The shop account closing report for the respective account closing displays. The cash reconciliation area contains of the opening cash. This is the amount that was the closing cash for the last account closing. The net cash sales is the difference of sales made between the last closing and the current closing. The net point of sale cash difference displays any additional or subtraction in the point of sales. The net customer receipts displays the cash received by the customers on credit. The net vendor payments displays the amount given to the supplier by you in this closing. The net expenses displays the expenditure amount for the shop. The miscellaneous income displays any cash received in the shop from any other means. After this, the gross total field displays the total after adding these four and subtracting these two values. The net other cash flow displays any cash received or sent to the head office or any other means. This is the point of sale submitted cash deposited to the owner. This is the net closing cash that must be present in the tills of the shop. After this summary, the report consists of the details of the point of sales from the last to the current shop closing. The point of sales closed in this shop are listed down with their opening balances, closing balances, system cash, physical cash, and the difference between the system and physical cash. The next section in the report comprises of the net sales. You can view the amount of sales made through cash, credit, card, and on credit. And finally, the total sales made through all three modes of payment. You can see that this is the first page for the report. From the header above, click Next to browse to the next page. This displays the next page for the report. The shop other cash flow section consists of cash received from the head office, cash received from the bank, cash received from other sources, and total cash received. Also, the cash submitted from the head office, cash submitted to the bank, cash submitted to other sources, and the total cash submitted. The net other cash flow is calculated by subtracting the cash flow from the received cash flow. After this is the expenses area. This lists down the expenditure made in the shop in this closing and the total expenditure incurred. Next is the credit card sales and receipt section. This is the opening balance for the credit card that must be acquired from the credit card head at the time of shop opening. This is the amount of sales made through credit card in this shop closing. This is the amount received by the credit card head. This is the customer receipts or membership fee received through the credit card. The credit card commission is displayed here. This is the amount that is subtracted from this amount and the net receivable from credit card displays here. This is the amount received by the credit card head and will also be the opening balance for the next shop closing. This is the customer card purchase and receipts area that displays the amount of purchases made by the customers on credit and the amount received by the customers on credit. This is the difference between the two values. The final page of the report displays the vendor or the supplier details. This is the purchases made from the supplier in cash on credit, total amount of purchases made, and the total amount paid to the supplier in their shop closing. This is the difference between the net purchases and payments. In this tutorial, you have learned how to auto-close a shop, manually close a shop, as well as view and interpret the shop account closing report. For other features of the system, please refer to other videos.